Hey there, it's Kirby Ray with Real Rock 99.3 doing episode 2 of Rockin' on the Rocks. Thanks for joining me on the first one. Had a great time doing that. And today we're at Apple Creek Conservation Area. So what we got going on here is there's a cornfield that I'm in, obviously. And in the cornfield, you'll find pieces of busted up pottery, maybe sometimes a piece of an arrowhead or a primitive tool. Sometimes fossils are out here. I like to take a look around out here. It is a conservation area, so I don't leave with anything, but there's plenty of really cool stuff to get pictures of and look around. Now, the field that I'm in, they do plant corn here for the animals to eat. They don't harvest this corn, so right now I'm just going to take a look around at some of the rocks on the ground here and see if we see some busted pottery or something like that. Let's take a look around. So this rock in this field is loaded up. Sometimes you'll see areas that have even more rock than what we're looking at right now in a field. You can imagine that'd probably be pretty tough to plow. Let's take a look around. I found all kinds of really cool stuff out here. Mostly a lot of busted up pottery. That's what I find a lot of. We're down in the bottom part of this field, so the water washes all of the rock down here. Up on the hump on the top side of the field is probably where a campsite might have been. So this is Apple Creek Conservation Area that we're having a look at. Let's see what we find. A lot of rock here. I like to see that. It's always really cool. I've even found little things that are, I guess, like effigies of animals. Little rocks that have been kind of polished off to be in the shape of an animal or a person. I found that type of thing out here. All right, so there's also a creek, and we're going to walk over there in just a second. See what we find down in the creek. A lot of chert here, and chert is actually quartz, and that's what they make cutting tools out of, arrowheads, because chert, being quartz, is very sharp, busts up like glass. So much rock, you know I love that. So with Rockin' on the Rocks, these videos, I plan to do them and take you guys to some of these nature spots in our area. So maybe you'll go check them out too and have a good time outside. I do this type of stuff all year long. Even when it's cold, we just put on some extra clothes, go out and look around. Luckily today there's not a lot of mosquitoes out here. Let's go down to the creek, have a look what might be over here. So I've already heard some animals up here in the woods, some squirrels that were heavy duty, worried about me being here. They were making all kinds of sound. So let's have a look down in this creek. Looks really cool. A lot of chert down there. You can imagine the Indians would have loved this area so they could find those tools, rocks to make into tools. All right, here we go. Always love going down to creeks. Let's have a look around. A lot of really cool stuff to look at. Even if you don't find anything, it's always fun just to come have a look around outside. As I said in my first Rockin' on the Rocks video. Going out into nature really clears your mind up, gets you feeling good. If there are things that are stressing you out, this will clear you right up. A lot of really cool looking rocks. Super cool stuff. So as I've been doing my first couple of videos for Rockin' on the Rocks, there are so many cool locations to go to. That's my problem. Which one to go to first? Some of the places I'm thinking about going in the future, there's a lot of really cool places in Perry County and Southern Illinois that I've been to all my life. Plan on taking you to some of those areas like Old Burnt Mill up in Perry County, and also maybe Inspiration Point over in Illinois. You know, if you got some ideas on where you'd like to see me go, you can totally let me know on here. Just love looking at all these rocks, man. This is probably something I've done longer than anything in my life. Playing guitar or listening to music. I was walking in the creek in Perry County before I started doing any of that, a long time before that. So this is one of the things I've done the longest in my life, and I really love it. And unbelievably, my boss asked me to do this, so thanks, guys. This is my kind of work right here. Let's take a look at this thing. Just got a little hole in it there. Who knows? Maybe that was used for something. Sometimes I've heard things are called nut stones that have a little hole in them so they can grind things up. Maybe a paint pot or something like that that you can crush up some pigment and make a little paint for your teepee. We might even find something older out here. Very primitive and very old. I find a lot of rocks that have a hole all the way through it. I don't know what that was used for, but maybe like a decorative piece or something to start a fire. Put a little stick in there and turn it in that hole. I don't know. I'm no professional, but I do like to look at all this stuff. Just love the sound of the rocks hitting the ground. Listen to that. Sometimes in the side of these hills like this, you'll find some cool stuff. Who knows what's in that wall? Fossil. Find a lot of these types of things. I don't know what that is. Look at that chert. Quartz. Look at that thing. Haven't seen any snakes today. Have seen some frogs. A couple big spiders. Coming up on an area where there's some rocks sticking out of the ground. It's really cool. We'll have a look at that. All right, check these rocks out. How cool is that? What a spot to hang out. So I did find something a little bit earlier that I sat right over here. Kind of a cool looking rock. It's got a big hole in it like I was talking about. Some people I think call those hex stones. It's got a hole all the way through it. So here's a big one. Maybe that's just naturally like that. Maybe it was used for something. I don't know. Very cool though. So it's curb service. This is episode 2 of Rockin' on the Rocks. Hope you've really enjoyed it. I look forward to doing more of these. And as I say, if you have some ideas or suggestions on where I can go next to do some Rockin' on the Rocks videos, a place that you know of, maybe you haven't been to in a while, I'd sure love to go check it out. So keep joining me for these if you enjoy it, and I'll keep doing them. It's curb service, Rockin' on the Rocks with Real Rock 99.3.